First round of the Masters just about done and dusted, people. That was Clark Laidlaw, Hurricanes coach. He good to talk to, isn't he? No? You don't get your normal old cliched interview with him. I like talking to Clark. Canes tomorrow against Chiefs 7:05. First round of the Masters, though. DeChambeau fires a 65, 7 under. Scheffler, 6 under. Højgaard from Norway, 5 under. Then you got Willett and Homer, 4 under. Our own Ryan Fox, Davis and Hatton tied for 3 under. Graeme Agars joins us out of Augusta. Well, he's probably back at the hotel by now. Graeme, welcome back to the show, mate.
Thank you, Marty. Good to talk with you.
Well, what a day. Let's start with DeChambeau. I mean, you know, you walk out of the Masters on day one and you got a 65, man. I mean, cock-a-doodle-doo. That's not bad.
Not an easy day either. We had a 2.5-hour rain delay. That softened up the course, but it was followed by a lot of wind. I mean, really blowing wind. So for him to shoot a 65 was pretty impressive. And he and Ryan Fox, incidentally, both started the same way. Very, very rare at Augusta. Birdie first, birdie second, birdie third. Ryan Fox, of course, as you know, eagled the 8th to go to 5 under. And for a long time early this morning, he was leading the tournament until DeChambeau really got going on the back 9.
I mean, just say that out loud again. I mean, how good is that? Because he's been struggling, Ryan, and he's honest and he's good enough to admit he's been struggling. He's only made a couple of cuts so far. If he can make the weekend on this, what will it do for his confidence?
Well, he made the weekend last year and finished even par, and Augusta is not easy to play as a rookie. And my feeling always was that he would benefit for that because this course is built for him. You know, he slugs it, and that is definitely in favour around Augusta National. And he learned from his 4 rounds last year, so there's no reason why he can't continue it other than the fact all the best players in the world are here playing together for the first time this year. And Augusta has all of this tradition and stuff that you have to deal with the closer you get to the green jacket on Sunday afternoon.
The commentators, I think it was his drive on 15, they were just waxing lyrical about it. Look, he's the kind of guy, Graeme, isn't he? I mean, if he loves to go for it, and you know, he's not going to die wandering on a golf course, Ryan. So your advice to him starting day 2 would be what?
Keep doing the same thing. I mean, you're not going to win it trying for even par, that's for sure. And the course, particularly the back 9, is risk-reward all the way round. So he's got to keep going for it and playing the way he plays, because as soon as he tries to change his approach, you know, he'll get himself into trouble. So we'll see. He was one of the lucky ones today that finished their rounds. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. Tiger Woods, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, all of those fancy runners. They have to come back early tomorrow morning on a pretty cold and windy morning from the forecast and wrap up their first rounds and then get into their second round. So those dudes are behind the 8 ball already. And, of course, Ryan Fox, DeChambeau and Scottie Scheffler and others are on schedule so they can plan their day much better.
Graeme Agars from Augusta. All right, so weather-wise, and you've been there decades, you've been there, 20 or 30 years or something, so you know, I mean, okay, you're as good a weatherologist as anyone when it comes to this golf course.
Yeah, now 41 years it is to be
Thank you, Graeme.
Sorry. You're welcome. No, the forecast actually is getting better. And by Sunday, I believe maximum 83, mostly sunshine, and not a whole lot of wind, which is great because it'll allow the guys to go for it. So we could have a heck of a shootout in the final round. Not like last year. Remember, they had so much rain last year. They basically played 2 rounds on the final day. And somehow John Rahm came through and secured a 4-shot victory. But it was desperate. But this time around, it's going to be a good finish for sure.
The Live Golf versus PGA Tour thing, not a lot of Live Golf guys up the top there.
Oh, I knew you'd bring it up. I'm trying to ignore it this week.
No. Sorry, mate.
It's on. No, it's definitely on. Everybody's friendly, but, you know, they know they're in different camps now. And it surprises me that a lot of the Live guys are pushing really hard for golf to get back together. Like one writer said, the arsonists have now come back to help fight the fire.
What a great line.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And, of course, it's in their interest because their bank balances are overflowing, but they're not playing real tournaments anywhere. they're playing in oblivion, which, can't really be good for the likes of John Rahm and all of those guys that have got legacy concerns as well as bank balances. So I don't know where it's all going to go, but I'm doing my best just for this week to ignore it and then see what happens once we get back to the regular PGA Tour and the regular occasional live events.
Graeme, talk us through a couple of names at the top of the board here. Scheffler's been the hottest guy in golf this year. He's 6 under. How important is it to start this well? So that I suppose it takes all the nerves out of it, and then you can actually just go, right, I'm actually playing bloody great golf. I mean, everyone must be looking at that score, his 6 under, going, this guy is playing so well. He's shot a 6 under. Hell.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last 3 tournaments, he's gone win, lose in a playoff. So he's the form player in the world. I don't care what tour he's playing on. He's the man. And he's won at the Masters before. He's as cool as a cucumber, although the fire burns in his belly. You just don't see it. And I've got a sneaking suspicion he's a little bit live in the PGA Tour and wants to prove something as well. So the way he did it today was amazing. It was very low-key, no histrionics, just carried on, like it was a normal tournament, 2 under the front 9. Then birdies, I think, 4 of the last 6 holes of his round to move to within 1, just sending a message to DeChambeau, hey, buddy, I'm around, and to the rest of the field, because the rest of the PGA Tour players fully expected Scheffler to be the man to win the tournament.
Højgaard, in third at the moment with 5 under. Tell us about him.
Yeah, he's got to come back. He's got a twin brother that plays the tour, and I always get their names mixed up, so I won't go there. But he's a very talented player, and he's going to be a European superstar down the road, and he's proving here at the Masters, even though he hasn't had much experience here, that he's a quality player. But he's got to come back tomorrow morning. He's through 15 holes,
yeah.
So he's got 3 holes left to play. It's possible. He could be on top of the leaderboard by the time he wraps up that round. But there's always a few surprise names that come up on the leaderboard on day 1, and he might be one of them. And it's a pretty good mix when you look down that leaderboard, of new guys, old guys, and young guys. And that's exactly the way it should be.
Obviously, we won't get to talk to you again till Monday, the final round. So what is the cut going to be? I know that they take about 44 normally. Tied for 42nd at the moment is 1 over. Can you see it being around there?
If it's windy tomorrow, yes. But if the winds ease off a little bit, this course is soft and it's there for the taking. The fairways are damp, so the ball doesn't run off the fairways into the trees too often, and the ball holds a little bit better on the greens. So I think it just depends on whether the wind blows hard or it doesn't. If it doesn't, they might even be at 10 under after 2 rounds, and the cut being -1 or something like that. But it could vary by 2 or 3 shots, just depending on the conditions.